Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Only Jax and welcome to today's video where we are doing something out of the usual for me. Recently I have been on TikTok and someone was talking about Twilight and they were saying how they hate how the movie is because it is completely different from the book. I have never read any Twilight series book, but I am in love with Twilight. I love it. Oh, so I decided to go to my public library and check out Twilight. I'm going to be reading the whole series, starting with the first one, and I am going to let you guys know how it is and see how completely different it is. This is kind of a book review, and let me tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of reading, but it's 2023, new year, new me. I can start reading. I'm just gonna take you along as I start reading the book, so I will see you then. Oh, and let's get right into the video. Alright guys, I am now heading out to my local park. I have my water, look how cute it is. It's a sheep, it's so cute. Oh my god, there's a giant bee waiting for the... Is that or is that a wasp? I think that's a wasp. The bee. Oh, I'm zoomed in. Okay, I decided to sit at this tree on the floor. I have... there's a bunch of kids on scooters. Alright. I'm set up. There's not really a lot of people, but it's still really nice. I really like this. Honestly, this is also pretty healing because if you saw my last video, you saw that like I admit that I haven't been doing good mentally, and I did a dance party, and this is also pretty healing because like reading at a park seems fun. Alright guys, I just finished chapter 2 of Twilight and it is honestly really good. I'm like at the part where Edward is finally being nice to Bella in biology. So yeah, so far I very much prefer the book over the movie, even though we're like in like the first 10 minutes of the movie. This wind! I'm just gonna come back when the wind's gone. Okay guys, it is now the end of the day and I am in my bed. I have my plushies with me and I am gonna read some more chapters of this. I didn't get to talk about my thoughts throughout the day when I was at the park, but it is honestly, even though I'm like only like 4 chapters in, it is really good. Like there's so many things that the movie didn't actually explain, and you know, this is just the first book. I don't even know how it's gonna be with the series, but I'm not gonna lie, like Edward got me feeling some type of way. Like I don't know, like something about Edward, he's doing it for me. So I am just gonna lay in bed and continue chapters. I cannot put this book down, I'm not gonna lie. I've been reading like on and off camera, but it's really good. So I'm just gonna lay in my bed with my plushies and read for the next hour before I go to bed. Alright guys, I am back at my park. It's really gloomy today, but I still like reading at the park. And again, it's not that busy, but I'm still very self-conscious. So yeah, I'm gonna set up my camera and read 2 chapters. Alright guys, I finished Twilight. It took me about a week to finish. It was mainly because, you know, I would read around 2 chapters a day, so, you know, it would take me a bit time. But I finished it and I have a lot to say about the book. So let's just get right into it. So, for the most part, they are right. The book is, I'd like to say, pretty much different from the movie. I am not the biggest fan of the first movie of Twilight because it was just so awkward and kind of rushed in my opinion. This was even before I read the book, but now that I'm remembering how the movie is, they definitely were just feeling it out first. Bella and Edward were very, you know, they're amazing actors now, but they were just really awkward in the first movie, and not gonna lie, they didn't really have a lot of personality. In this book, you get a very clear sense of how Edward is and how Bella is. Bella is witty, she is funny, and she has a lot of attitude. You don't really see it in the movie, as well as Edward. Edward is a prankster, he is very flirty, and he's also very possessive. I think they show a lot of the possessiveness in the movie, but just not the way you would see it in the book. I mean, those are just my impressions, you know. For the beginning of the movie, I liked Bella. I'm not gonna lie, because in the movies, I did not like Bella. I thought she was annoying. I thought that she, you know, it's just, I don't know. I didn't like her in the movies from the first day I saw it. But in the first part of the book, she's likable. I really like her. I like that, you know, she plays back with Edward. She sometimes gets mad and isn't all just lovey-dovey on him. But wait until we get to the end of it. So I want to talk about the differences in the book and from the movie. Mainly just like the scenes and how it was. So in the first 10 minutes of the movie, we see that Bella meets Jacob and his dad, and she gets her new car. In the book, we actually do not meet Jacob until later on in the story, where they're at a fire pit. That's where she meets him, and she hears about her car on the way from the airport that Charlie picked her up. So that's probably one of the first differences. And also, when Bella first meets the Cullens, it is very far into the book. It's like almost towards like these pages of it, like the last pages of it, like you meet the Cullens. And one thing is, in the movie we see that Jasper is brand new, and he is in the book, he is brand new, but they say that he attacked Bella, you know, like in the book, like he couldn't handle it and he attacked her. That is not at all what happened in the book. Jasper kept his cool, he was calm, he was fine, and actually he has a bit of like a superpower, the same as Edward and Alice. Jasper's superpower is essentially he's able to change the atmosphere and the emotions in the room. So he can make a sad room laugh and feel happy. And you see that in the book when Edward and Bella are separated from the supervillain at the end of the movie. Every single time she is scared and she's sad, and Jasper notices, he changes her mood and she understands it and she sees it, and sometimes she fights it and sometimes she allows it to get in so she's not as nervous. So we see that Jasper has a superpower, as well as, you know, like Alice and Edward. Also, as we're talking about Jasper and the Cullens, Jasper's probably the only one that I see was different from the movie in terms of how he reacted to meeting Bella and his superpower. I have to say, Emmett and Rosalia, as well as Alice, they are very much portrayed pretty good in the movie. Rosalia does not like Bella. Emmett, he's fine with her and he likes to play around with her. And, you know, Alice, she's always been a bubbly girl, and yeah. Now I want to talk about the ending of the book, towards the end. The book, it's essentially a Wattpad story. If you like Wattpad stories, it is exactly like a Wattpad story. And as someone who grew up like reading Wattpad, I loved it. I thought it was a really good book, but I do have to say it was very slow in the beginning in terms of like introductions and how they kind of understand each other, and when Bella finds out that he's a vampire. Also, I do want to say a difference in the book than the movie is that they do not go into the woods and Edward's like, say it, and she's like, are you a vampire? Like, it just comes up naturally in it because Jacob told Bella on the first day he met her about this story of vampires and werewolves. And she kind of understood where he was coming from, and he was kind of signaling that the Cullens were bloodsuckers, they were vampires, and she was like, that explains a lot. So she kind of just slid it in there, and Edward was like, okay, I'm rolling with it, and they were like, okay, he's a vampire. We know he's a vampire, we know the Cullens are vampires. So it was pretty nonchalant how they just admitted that they were vampires. So that's one thing. But I do want to say that in the ending of this, I did not like Bella. I hated her. She was probably one of the worst characters ever towards the end of the book, and I only think she's gonna get worse throughout the series. I am just putting that out there. I think that she's extremely clingy. I understand being in love and wanting to be with your partner, but she takes it to another level. I'm not gonna lie. Like, every single time, like, Edward would kind of like play around with the fact like, oh, I need to leave you because I want you to live your life and stuff like that, she'd immediately like start hyperventilating. She'd be like, don't leave me, don't leave me. I'm like, girl, get a grip, okay? Like, why are you so obsessed with him? I understand you want to be with him and you want to be a vampire, but she's taking it to another level where I just do not like her. Maybe Bella without a personality is better, because the personality she's showing towards the end of the book was not it. That's just me though. All right, and now towards the end, after they defeat the villain and Bella is sane, and towards the night we see their prom night, and I think it's really cute the way that they're dancing and stuff like that, and Jacob coming in and kind of talking to her about what his dad is saying, stay away from the Cullens for your safety. I don't know, I'm very excited to read the rest of the series. I think it's pretty good. I hope Bella does not seem so pathetic anymore into the series, but I'm pretty sure she is. I am definitely gonna read more of the series. I'm excited. I really like the first book, and I think I'm gonna start reading the second book either tomorrow or the next day, and I will have that video up next. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, comment down on what I should do next, and also while you're at it, want to check the post notifications because I am uploading weekly. I can't tell you what days, but I am uploading weekly. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.